Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to KrabsLab. Today is episode 2 of backtesting every single day until I'm profitable. So yesterday we had a great session, backtested for hours straight, got through some good trades here. And today we're starting on June 15th, 2023 in the backtesting data. So we're going to see what we could do here. I'm going to walk through what I'm doing. And yeah, firstly, I'm going to mark up 9:30 a.m. and I'm going to skip to it. So this is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is the time that I will be trading when I'm in the live markets. So I'm backtesting. That's when I mark it up. So right here, I'm going to mark up previous day's highs. Previous day's highs and lows right here. And what this vertical line is dividing is basically, this is the previous day and this is the day we're on right now. But yeah, let's throw the previous day's low right here. And now I'm gonna mark up session highs and lows. So let's see. Asia session low was right here. From 1800 to midnight, that's Asian session range. So I like to mark up that low. And let's see, the high is not relevant because it's the previous day's high as well. But right here we have London high, London session high. So we're gonna mark that up. London, we don't really have a significant London low here that I want to mark up. But right now, I'm gonna hop on the daily time frame, try and determine my bias. We're very bullish on the daily. Right here, I'm gonna just mark up this daily fair value gap just in case price wants to retrace back into it. But yeah, I'm gonna have these marked up. Price probably will not retrace all the way back down there right now, but it's something that I like to have marked up. Oh wait, I forgot to smack my timer. We're already 2 minutes deep, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this for 58 minutes. Start. Alright, bet. So alright, so back to this daily. It's very bullish. 4 hour closing bearish. So ideally I want 4 hour and the daily, 4 hour and daily to both close in the same direction, but here we have daily closing bullish, so I'm gonna mark up my bias here. Mixed bullish. It's mixed bullish because the daily time frame closed bullish and the 4 hour closed bearish. Let's see what the 1 hour is. 1 hour is bearish as well, so I'm gonna mark that up. But let's see if we have any major 4 hour gaps. It looks like 4 hour actually broke structure to the downside as well. Actually, not exactly, but let's see what 1 hour is doing. Yeah, 1 hour definitely broke structure to the downside. It looks like the 1 hour time frame could be retracing right now. Price could want to fill this 1 hour gap and then continue down, but I gotta learn how to delete these quicker. But yeah, what I see here is 1 hour is breaking structure to the downside. You can see lower low here after this high was swept here. But yeah, on the 4 hour, I'm gonna mark up any significant gaps in price. Right here, I see we have a 4 hour imbalance right here. That I will have marked up, and I don't see anything else that's important right now. But right here on the 1 hour, we have this 1 hour fair value gap here. And this 4 hour imbalance, I'm gonna just adjust this and also call it 1 hour fair value gap fill. So yeah, that's pretty much the same area, but we are still bullish based on the daily time frame being very bullish. Are we at all-time highs? Let's see. I believe we're not. Yeah, we're definitely not. This is 2023. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll back a little bit. Let's see on the 4 hour here. Any gaps in price over here? We do have a 4 hour gap up here. I don't think I need to go anything deeper than that, because price comes all the way up there. Then I will look at the other time frame. But let's see what price wants to do here. Right now I don't really see any setups. I was looking at this, but this isn't a daily fair value gap being filled. If this was a daily fair value gap being filled, a move off of that to the upside would make sense, something like that. But this isn't a fair value gap fill, so by that I mean that it's like a very wide gap, and I wouldn't want to take a trade off of that. As you can see on the 1 hour here, it's pretty much a liquidity void. But yeah, I'm gonna just hop on the 30 minute and let's skip to exactly 9:30 a.m. So we'll skip, boom, 30 minute, skip, 1 second, skip, and let's hop on the 1 hour. Let's see, is this a 1 hour imbalance? It is. So this potentially could give me an entry here. If price at 9:30 a.m. wants to trade into this, I could be looking for a move to the upside off of this. Looking to target previous day's highs up here for liquidity. On the 15 minute here, yeah, that would be a valid setup, because this 1 hour imbalance is also a 15 minute fair value gap, and liquidity was swept below these lows here. These are pre-market lows here. Boom, liquidity grabbed. Now if price wants to trade back into my imbalance, or this 15 minute fair value gap, I'm gonna just mark up now. See how price reacts there. But right now, this is the main setup I'm looking for. I'm looking for a move off of that 1 hour imbalance following my daily bias. Nas has been very bullish, so I'm definitely not looking to short anytime soon. Definitely not trying to call a top or anything. But yeah, even weekly, crazy bullish. So when you have momentum like this, I believe it's just better to ride out the momentum. But yeah, let's hop on the, let's see the 5 minute. Yeah, same thing on the 5 minute. This 15 minute gap is also a 5 minute gap. And 1 minute, let's see what's going on. Look at how price reacted off that 15 minute gap right here. Grabbed its liquidity and continued up. But yeah, we're gonna execute this on the 1 hour. I just wanted to see what the lower time frames were doing, because I am currently looking into lower time frames and studying them. Things like break of structure, on lower time frames could give me extra confirmations. But yeah, I'm kind of just yapping right now, but let me just hit play here and see what price wants to do. 9:30 a.m. Very volatile. What is this? No bottom wick? I'm gonna just get rid of this vertical line for now. But yeah, let's see. Price is very volatile, no bottom wick. Flipping, making that bottom wick would make sense. And that's where we're gonna get our entry. If price can flip, make the bottom wick, fill our gap, we will be in this. This is a very volatile 9:30 a.m. candle. Look at the movement. Yeah, it looks like we won't have an entry. Just gonna hop on 5 minute. I just want to see what price action's doing. What price action's doing on the lower time frames. Yeah, price is just pumping right now like crazy. So yeah, bias was definitely right. Didn't have an entry. Yeah, so it's just straight pump. Almost had our entry. I mean, this 15-minute gap did get tapped into. So that's something to keep in mind, something to note. But ideally, I wanted this 1 hour imbalance to get tapped into here and have a move off of that. Now, I'm not even looking at this 1 hour imbalance here. It's way too wide. Look at this. Way too wide here. So I'm not going to be taking anything off of that. So today is most likely a no setup day here for NASDAQ. Realistically, when I normally don't have something on NASDAQ, I normally have a setup on one of the other indices like US 30, or I might start also backtesting ES, because ES acts very similar to NAS, or not ES, SPX, S&P 500, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, right here, price just straight pumped at market open. Didn't really have an entry that I liked. Here's a nice fair value gap fill in 5 minute. But this is very late in the move. So yeah, today we didn't get our entry. We did have this 15-minute fair value gap tapped into. Oh wait, maybe not fully. Yeah, not fully tapped into, never mind. Got tapped into when it created it, but here it looks like it tapped into it, but it didn't. But yeah, no trade day here. I'm gonna journal this. I'm gonna journal that bias was definitely correct. We just did not have an entry. Absolutely crazy market open though. Look at this. Damn, 200 points. Very volatile. No setups. And right here, no setups. Bias was right. So when I don't have setups, I like to note down if my bias was right or not. But yeah, we're on to the next day now, Friday. I'm gonna clear this up. Hopefully you guys don't hear that fan in the background. It's mad loud. But yeah, I'm gonna skip over to the next day here. See 16th, 9 a.m. right here. Oh, 1 sec. So we're skipping over to the 16th here now. on the 1 hour. Yesterday in the data, no setups, but we got bias correct. Most likely, I'm guessing the bias for today will also be bullish based on yesterday. Very nice trending day yesterday. It's kind of unfortunate we didn't have an entry, but here we're gonna do the same thing, mark up previous day's highs. We're gonna mark up previous day's lows down here. Same thing as before. Asia session low right here. And Asia high was right here. Let's see what London session did. 3 to 5. London high was swept. These are things I like to note. London high was swept here. Price is drawing towards previous day's high. Price could want to sweep previous day's highs and have some type of reaction off of there. But right here we got the London low. I'm gonna mark up. Skip to exactly 9:30 a.m. right now. Yeah, boom. Previous day's highs swept for liquidity. I'm guessing bias right now is bullish, but let's make sure. Daily, very bullish. Is this no bottom wick here? Yeah, no bottom wick on daily. I would say that's pretty high probability that daily wants to flip and make that bottom wick. But here we got daily imbalance. So I really would not be surprised if price right now sweeps these previous day's highs, which it did, and has a reaction that causes it to create this bottom wick on the daily time frame. I'm really expecting any type of bottom wick here on the daily, even a small one like this, but ideally filling this daily imbalance. But that's something to keep in mind. Having a daily no bottom wick means that there is high probability for a retracement to create that bottom wick on the daily. What is this line? Hold up. I messed up my chart a little bit. Alright, but 4 hour bullish, daily bullish, 1 hour bullish. We got a fixed bullish bias here. Bullish as fuck. So daily bull, 4 hour bull, 1 hour bull. I would never short this. Having all these 3 time frames, higher time frames aligned. Oh wait, so daily did have a bottom wick. It was just my software was bugging out. Yeah, so that's crazy. It bugged out like that. So that low-key threw me off. So forget everything I said before about that. Forget everything I said about daily having no bottom wick before, because it does have bottom wick. It just didn't show before for some odd reason. But yeah, 4 hour here. Alright, so now I'm gonna mark up my higher time frame fair value gaps and gaps in price. So right here, see we have a 4 hour imbalance could want to fill that, have a reaction to the upside, and just keep that there. On the 1 hour here, what do I see on the 1 hour? I see we have 1 hour gap here that could want to get filled, and then we have the start of the gap up here. So yeah, ideally I want a move off this 4 hour imbalance to continue price up, and that would also be in confluence with sweeping if it swept these lows. But ideally this is the entry I want right here, 4 hour imbalance being filled. I mean, we do have a potential entry here off this 1 hour gap, but let's go on a lower time frame and see what that is. Yeah, so I don't really like that because there's a 15-minute liquidity void, which is this 4 hour imbalance that still needs to get filled. But yeah, looking at lower time frames here, now looking at the lower time frames, it could make sense if we sweep these lows right here and tap into this 1 hour for value gap to fill it, to get a move up from there at 9:30 a.m. Honestly, I kind of like that. Looking at this now, we got some lows there that liquidity is sitting below. We could get a move up off of that. So yeah, here are the two potential. Yeah, so now I can get rid of this because it's not an imbalance anymore. Alright, so let's play price now and see what we can do here. So ideally, I'm looking for this. Let's see if we can get entry. Price is very volatile here. Looking at 5 minute here. Just hit play here. Yeah, so price is moving very volatile right now. We could look to fill this 4 hour imbalance before continuing up. Honestly, I think that's the safer play that I'm gonna take. 4 hour imbalance fill. We could have this 1 hour gap being filled, but it's just a little bit more risky, especially with this 5 minute closure here. See the 15 minute. Yeah, so ideally I want this liquidity void to be filled and this 4 hour imbalance filled before continuing up. But let's see what price does. Yeah, so price, let's see if that would have stopped me out if I entered here, but I didn't like that entry, so this is why I'm waiting on the safer entry, the 4 hour imbalance being filled. So let's see if price wants to tap in there, fill it all the way. Let's see what our stops would be if we just took this off the rip. 30 points here. We're gonna wait and see if we could fully tap into it. Boom, just like that, filled the 4 hour imbalance. This is why patience is very important to get your best entry. I was thinking about just entering off of the 50% of the 4 hour imbalance, but now we have a nice entry here. We got nice stops that can be below this low here. We're gonna run a 30 point stopper here and target is these highs up here, but all that I need is a 1 to 2 RR. But this is the drawn liquidity up here. What I do not like though is that we swept previous day's highs like this and had a reaction down off of it. But right here, swept these 15-minute lows. Price could still want to sweep these 5-minute lows here, so if we encounter some drawdown, that is okay. But yeah, we're gonna enter the trade here. Buy at market. This is a 4-hour imbalance trade being filled. This is a 4-hour imbalance fill, meaning that it's pretty high probability that we get a nice reaction off of this, because it is a higher time frame fair value gap. But let's see what we could do here. Fully bullish bias, 4-hour imbalance fill. Boom, 1% risk. I'm gonna throw in my entry confirmations before, actually I'm gonna start playing it now, but I'm gonna throw in entry confirmations here. Number 1 being time. It's 9:30 a.m. Number 2 being bull bias followed. We're fully bullish bias on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, on the daily. All previous candles closed bullish, giving me my bias. We're getting a nice reaction right now. Getting some rejection, but number 3, 4-hour imbalance fill. So yeah, those are our confluences. Let's see what price wants to do. Very volatile here. Let's see if we could survive this here. We got stops below this low here. But if this does stop us out, it's because this previous day's highs liquidity was swept, and that's something I don't like a lot. But boom, looks like we're about to get stopped out minus 1%. We're gonna mark this down. Valid setup, definitely, and we definitely had a bullish bias based on all of that. Daily, 4-hour, 1-hour bullish, so my bias made sense, the trade made sense. It was just a L. But yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out what I could do better. So yeah, we're gonna journal this. Account back to break even. This was a long follow daily bias. Bias was bullish. This was at like 9:30 a.m. It was a Friday too. Imbalance fill here. Followed my rules. Yes, that's what's most important. But yeah, let's see what we could have done here to improve off of this. Did we have liquidity swept? Yes. Did we have time? Yes, 9:30 a.m. Bias fully bullish on all higher time frames. Daily could be coming down to fill this daily imbalance. That could be why we're getting a retracement like this. But on the 5-minute, swept these highs up here, got displacement to the downside. Yeah, so if I was bearish bias, those shorts would make sense, but fully bullish bias like how I was, there was just no reason for me to short this. 1-hour bullish, 4-hour bullish, daily bullish. We had liquidity swept here below these lows. So yeah, I just want to see what price does here. But looking at the daily, price could want to come down and fill this daily imbalance down here. That could be the reasoning for this retracement. So let's just see if price actually does that. But yeah, that's the trade. One trade for today in the data. I'm going to speed this up now, see what price does. But usually when previous day's highs and lows are swept for liquidity, we get a downside move. But I didn't look for any shorts here because my bias was fully bullish. But yeah, let's see what price wants to do. Just gonna watch now and see how I could have improved. London low here, almost swept, wasn't completely swept. We could want to see price reach down, sweep these London lows and continue up. Now we're getting a bullish reaction. Yeah, bullish reaction now. Looks like we got wicked out. But yeah, so right here, price swept the London low now. We're having a bullish reaction. Let's see how many points price is moving. I'm just gonna keep note if this would have been a potential false breakout setup, if it would have made sense or not. So yeah, so that would be a potential setup right there, just false breakout of London low. But that's something that I'm gonna note down. London low liquidity was swept and we had a bullish reaction following our daily bias. But ideally I wanted to see this 4-hour imbalance get filled and have my reaction off of there. Looking at this chart right now though, very choppy day here, not the best trading conditions, very choppy. Look at this doji candle on the 1 hour, 15 minutes consolidating, not a cool day. Price could now be aiming for these Asian lows to take them out and then continue back up. There's our reaction. Or now we could just be melting down to this daily imbalance. But there's the reaction off this Asia low. Liquidity swept. I mean, daily bias is still bullish, but looks like we're having a retracement down to this daily imbalance to fill it. And speed this up. So the next day here is the 19th, and this is a Monday. And now price is just consolidating over the weekend. But yeah, alright, so we're on to the next day. I'm gonna skip over now. Skipping 1 hour candles. And mark up the same thing, previous day's high. And previous day's low. Let's get it exactly on that wick. Yeah, previous day's low down here. same thing again. We're gonna mark up Asia high right here, and we're gonna mark up London high. I believe it's this. Yeah. Look at this London manipulation. Big wick to the upside right at London open at 3 a.m. Boom, stopped out anybody who had their stops above here. Grab liquidity and continue down. I'm predicting now that our bias is bearish before even looking at the daily time frame because of yesterday's movement. Pretty bearish day. Let's see if the daily candle closed bearish. And it didn't exactly, but the one before it did. So based on this, definitely more of a bearish bias here. Looking to fill this daily gap still, but right here we will let me just mark up this London low down here. Yeah, so I'm feeling more bearish right now just because of this totally downtrend day yesterday. We got a change in market structure here, displacement to the downside. I'm just looking at this London manipulation here at 3 a.m. how price grabbed all this liquidity to continue down. So New York session could be a continuation of this London downtrend. But we're gonna skip to 9:30 a.m. market open now. But yeah, right now, let's mark up any daily gaps here in price. Right here, see we got this daily fair value gap. That price could be drawing to fill right now. Previous daily candle did close bullish, but the daily candle before that closed very strong bearish, and the 4-hour had a change in market structure, or a break of structure right here with this big displacement candle down. Price retraced, almost fully filled this 4-hour gap, continued down. So my bias here is definitely bearish. Daily bullish, but 4-hour bear plus break of structure to the downside, 1-hour bull. So this is where I'm getting my bias. But yeah, let's mark up any important 4-hour gaps. We got, looks like this gap right here was filled. Don't see any major ones other than this up here. Four-hour gap fill. Down here we have this 4-hour gap fill. Below the daily on the 1-hour, got fair value gap right here, nothing up here really. Let's see, 15 minute. Do have a pretty wide 15-minute gap here that I'm gonna mark up. Price here on the 15-minute. It's also downtrend. Looks like we swept liquidity here. Could continue this move down, but we don't really have an entry as of right now. But yeah, it looks like price wants to retrace all of this liquidity void here and fill this daily gap, fill this 4-hour gap. But we don't really have a solid entry here. We got the 5-minute. Took out these highs. Price continued down. But yeah, let's watch what price does here. I want to mainly watch if price taps into this 15-minute gap here. I'm just going to watch that. I'm not going to take it, but it's something that I'm going to study and note. If this 15-minute gap gives a move down. But yeah, I'm looking for price right now to fill this daily gap right now. And even if we don't have any setups here, the main thing is I want to make sure that I'm getting my bias right. Today is a trickier day for bias due to 4-hour closing bearish like this, breaking structure everywhere, huge displacement to the downside, break a structure again, but the daily closed bullish here. But the previous daily before that closed bearish, engulfing. What's happening? Alright. Yeah, so let's just see what price wants to do. If we get some type of reaction off this 15-minute gap, that's something that I'm gonna note down. Not gonna take it because right now I only take entries off of higher time frame gaps. I'm still studying the lower time frame ones, but yeah, the main thing right now, I don't think I'm gonna get a setup, but I just want to see my bearish buys play out and fill this daily gap. That's the main thing I want to see right now. If I get my bias right, then I'm happy. Especially in like tough conditions like this where we had a 4-hour closing bearish, previous daily closing bullish, previous 1 hour was bullish here. So if I could see a move down, that would be nice. But right here, nothing really happened here. What day is this? The 19th. What is this? June 19th? Is that a holiday? I don't think so. But yeah, price is moving. Let me check, because June 19th. Price is moving crazy slow. Oh, so it's a holiday. That's crazy. Alright, so it's Juneteenth. June 19th, yeah. Alright, that makes sense. So yeah, we're getting holiday price action. I didn't have a setup anyway. But yeah. So you can see, I could tell right from this price action that it was a holiday. Just crazy. Wow. How did I not know that? Alright. Mark that up. no setups plus Juneteenth holiday. Very slow price action. Just marking that up. Alright, so Tuesday should not be a holiday. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it's National Eagle Day. That might fuck up the markets if we're being real. Not I'm playing, but alright, so let's just see what price does though. Does price do anything on this holiday? No, not a single thing. That's why you don't trade on holidays. London Open pushed down. Filled our gaps though, which bias was correct once again. I'm gonna mark that up. Bias was correct. So we filled this daily gap, filled this 4-hour gap. Very nice bearish move. London Open filled this 4-hour gap. Huge displacement to the downside. Price is now retracing. Filled this 1-hour gap. Could possibly be getting a move lower again. Oh, we accidentally skipped too far. We didn't see that, don't worry. Alright, so we're at about 47 minutes right now. Gonna get most likely one more day of data in. Right here, once again, previous day's high. Right here, previous day's low. London high up here. I've been using the London highs and lows a lot just because they're pretty good areas. They're pretty high probability areas of liquidity, meaning that there's orders sitting above and below them. So you can see right now London high is getting ran. Could possibly see a move lower based on the previous days being bearish. So move lower could make sense, like as of right now, but market's not open yet. But yeah, let's just see Asia high up here. And Asia low is not relevant here. But yeah, right now, hop on the daily time frame. We're bearish. Looks like we have this daily imbalance up here where price could want to retrace and fill this before continuing lower. So we could possibly see a retracement up here and then have our move lower. That's just something that I'm gonna keep in my mind. But yeah, down here I don't have any major daily fair value gaps that I'm worried about. Mainly just this daily imbalance that I gotta keep an eye on. On the 4-hour here, bearish closure. Looks like a nasty liquidity sweep here on the 4 hour though. Let's see what this was. Yeah, this was the London move. But based on the previous days, I'm still predicting that we will continue to fill these gaps down here before continuing higher. We're just gonna ride this downtrend. We're not gonna take any longs just yet. I mean, previous daily candle closed bearish, previous 4 hour candle closed bearish, previous 1 hour candle closed bullish. So our bias here is bearish. So daily bearish, 4 hour bearish. And when I say like daily and 4 hour, what I mean is the previous daily candle and the previous 4 hour. I only talk about like closed candles for my bias. That's very important. 1 hour. 1 hour is bullish. But looking at the 4 hour, looking at the daily here, we broke structure to the downside after sweeping liquidity. I mean, if during this session, let's just see if this would be too far of a move or not. So 500 points, yeah, so it could make sense. If we want to fill this daily imbalance to continue back down, that could make sense as a bearish play. But on the 4 hour here, I don't see any major gaps in price other than all the way up here, which I wouldn't really be worried about because it's so far up. I'm gonna just mark these up anyway. Looks like we filled this 4 hour imbalance here during London session and we reacted off of that pretty strong. That's something to keep in mind. On the 1 hour here, looks like we're bullish here, but ideally the play for here is that market open. I mean, we got previous day's high right here as well as this daily imbalance. But ideally, I'm looking for a move down from this daily imbalance. But let's see what stops will be. Yeah, nice stop loss size. Yeah, so this is the ideal play here. 30-point stop would be above these highs and above this 4 hour gap. So if price would also want to come down to fill this, or come up to fill this 4 hour gap, that would be right there. But yeah, let's play market open now. We're gonna skip over to 9:30 a.m. So right now it's NYSE open. On the 15-minute, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna just mark up 15-minute gaps as well. Looks like we're reacting off a 15-minute gap right now. Up here, looks like we have another 15-minute gap right here. I will be marking up. Boom. On the 5-minute, looks like we took out these highs. Displacement to the downside. So yeah, pretty much right now, I'm gonna just wait on this daily imbalance to get filled. Also here, If price wants to run these previous day's highs for liquidity, we could handle a little bit of drawdown if price wants to run these highs and tap into this 4-hour gap to fill it as well. But yeah, let's see if price even gets up there. But yeah, let's watch now. Reaction off this 15-minute gap right here. Nice reaction. Filled it about 50%. But yeah, something I'm gonna do right now real quick is also I'm gonna pull my fib. Just from the high to the low before the retracement. Guess you could also pull it like this. I'm gonna use this high to the low. So here's my fib zones, my fib levels, 50% fib, and here's a nice retracement area, 62% and 88%. That's like the golden zone. So yeah, that's another confluence here. If price right now taps into this daily imbalance to fill it, could continue down. But yeah, I'm gonna just get rid of the fib here for right now, just so that it doesn't mess with, I don't want too many things on the screen right now. Right here, we are reacting off this 15-minute fair value gap. But let's see if we can tap into the daily imbalance. I wouldn't even consider taking a trade off this 15-minute gap right now, just because the daily imbalance is so close. I would rather just wait and have a safer entry. So that's the reason I'm not looking at anything at the 15. So right here, boom, daily imbalance filled. Looks like price might run for these previous day's highs, but I'm gonna take my entry here. If price wants to run these previous day's highs as well, it's okay, because I have a safe stop loss, 30 points. Even if price wants to run previous day's highs, tap into this 4-hour gap here, and then continue down, that's okay, because I will be protected here. We're on 30-point stops here, targeting 60 points. So we're going to input trade sell at market. Targeting 1 to 2. Boom, market. Before we play this, let's just throw in our entry confirmations. Number 1 being time, as always. It's 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is part of my high probability trading time. From 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. is my trading window, where I look for high probability setups on these indices, NASDAQ and US 30. But yeah, right here we got time. Number 2, bearish bias followed. Daily and 4-hour bearish. Number 3, we have daily imbalance. Bleh. Can't even speak right now. Daily imbalance fill. Number 4, we also had price tap into our fib zone, which is that, let's see, 0.88 fib. Filled that fib level perfectly here, right at our entry. So now, expecting price to continue down. I'm just delete this fib off the screen because I don't like looking at it. And also, if we run these previous days highs right now, like even by a little bit, boom, that's another confluence. if we run previous day's highs a little bit, I'm predicting we could possibly even tap into this 4-hour gap, but I don't want to wait that long because daily imbalance being filled, you don't get moves like that pretty often. So I would take it right here at this daily imbalance being filled. But if price does want to run these previous day's highs even by a little bit, we could see a nice reaction off of that to the downside. But yeah, my next arrow, I'm going to leave it right here, meaning that we could possibly react off this 4-hour gap as well after running the previous day's highs. Yeah, let's just play this here. Boom, previous day's highs were swept as well. I'm going to mark that up. Entry confirmations. Boom, that's our 5th confluence. That's all that we need. That's more than enough confluences. Previous day's high was rated on liquidity, meaning all the orders above the previous day's highs was activated, or orders there were triggered. People had stop losses there. People had stop losses there from going short. Say someone went short here, boom, stop loss above previous day's high. We're already getting a nice rejection off there. But yeah, let's see what price wants to do. I've been yapping a lot, I'm not gonna lie. My bad about that, but I'm just trying to explain everything for myself. And alright, boom, 1-to-1 RR. We're gonna move stops to break even here, making this a risk-free trade. Let's see if we can survive. Price is rejecting nicely, and boom, 1-to-2 smacked. This was a pretty high probability trade, I would say. Had a bunch of confluences here. Number 1 time, number 2 bearish bias, daily and 4-hour closed bearish. We had fib retracement zone tapped into, my golden zone of the fib, or if that's what some people call it, the golden zone. But this is just a retracement zone that I like to use from a high to a low. And obviously the 50% fib is a very popular one. The 50% is the golden one here. We didn't really have price react off that, but the main thing here that I think caused this nice move was the combination of the daily imbalance, so having a higher time frame imbalance, and the previous day's high, which is a high probability area of liquidity. So right here, people had orders sitting, and like people's stop losses got hit. We had a nice reaction off there because smart money went in and sold those stop losses because they had the liquidity to do so. But yeah, this is the trade. I'm gonna mark this up, I'm gonna mark it up in my journals when I'm at. But yeah, with this back testing, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to gather data on my strategy right now, because as of right now, it's not the best like month to month. I mean, it is profitable most months, but I want to see like the results over a year, because honestly in backtesting, results should be a lot higher than 5% months. Should be minimum like 10% a month in backtesting. So yeah, I might have to adapt my strategy if over the span of a year it is yielding small returns like this, and even with a losing month that takes out a big amount of it for the year, which if you're making like 7% a year, that's not a lot at all, especially on backtesting. But yeah, let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna just mark this up. This was an imbalance fill, 1 to 2 risk to reward. Followed our rules. I'm gonna throw this in. Throw that in there. Throw that right there, and that's pretty much it for that trade. And we're at 1 hour and 5 minutes on today. Very good session. Ended up taking, I believe, 2 trades and some no setups here. We had a holiday. But what's important here was when we had no setups, the bias was still right. Boom, bias was correct. And even today, bias was correct as well. So I'm getting better at determining bias and high probability areas for entries, because I easily could have just entered off this 15-minute and gone stopped out, but I decided to wait for this daily imbalance, and I got rewarded for it. But yeah, let's see what price does now. I mean, ideally, I think price is going to target this London low down here for liquidity below it. But yeah, I'm about to wrap up this backtesting session in a minute. We're over time right now. 6 minutes past the 1 hour per day. But yeah, I just want to see if price draws to this liquidity below this London low here. Let's just see. We'll play by 5 minute. Boom. Very nice. So if I left a runner to London low, that would yield a 1 to 4. Very nice. I grab my 1 to 2 here. But yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit better at reading the market and what price is doing. And the main thing that I gotta do right now is backtest, and that's the reason I've started this series, 1 hour per day backtesting minimum, because time in the market is what I hear a lot of good traders say is the most important thing. And through backtesting, I feel like I could really speed up my learning curve by learning and predicting certain things, like what I did right there. Predicted price drawing to this London low liquidity, and bias here was correct. So great backtesting session today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Episode 2. If you guys aren't in my Discord yet, why aren't you in there? Make sure to hop in there. We're growing. Got heads joining up every single day. Shout out Jason. He helped me build this. He actually pretty much built the whole Discord. But this guy right here, shout out to Jason. But yeah, we're doing live trading now every day at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, we're gonna be live in the Discord. If you're not in here, join up. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching. If you actually watched till the end, comment Krabs if you actually watched all the way till the end, and I'm gonna give you a free gift if you actually comment it, because I don't believe anyone actually watched this all the way till the end. But if you did, then you're really part of my journey. You're about to watch me grow, and you're gonna watch me become profitable. No matter what it takes, I will become profitable, and I know that. It's just a matter of time now, matter of discipline, matter of strategy. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'm out. Thank you for watching. Peace.